enjoying a pregame moment. Their teams will do battle tonight when the Steelers take on the Chargers on ESPN's Monday Night Football live from San Diego.
The big game tonight. Pittsburgh steel curtain can put on the squeeze. The Bolts are charged to bring them to their knees. The fans are up for the ride of their life. They're coming off the line for a showdown tonight. Hit it! Come on and hit it! Come on and get ready! Are you ready for some football? A Monday night party! Al and John have the key. Let's get this baby started. Better buckle up. Super Bowl 40's in sight. Oh, my God, friends are here for Monday night.
And a great Monday Night Football matchup for you here on ESPN. The Pittsburgh Steelers at 2-1 coming to take on the Chargers, who are 2-2, what have been extremely impressive in their last two outings. Mark Brown with you for now from our ESPN studios. We'll, as always, have Al Michaels and John Madden on the call from Qualcomm Stadium. Well, it all revolves around LaDainian Tomlinson for the San Diego Chargers. In a subpar first couple of games where he didn't even catch a pass and two close losses, but he has been a breakout performer in the last couple of weeks. He absolutely ran all over the New York Giants 2 weeks ago. And then he did the same thing against the New England Patriots last week. The Giants supposedly had a tough defense, and particularly against the run, but he was dominant in that one with over 170 yards rushing and also throwing a touchdown pass there to Keenan McCardell. Now, in the first two games, and the team lost, he averaged 62 yards a game. Over the last two, he's averaged 163 yards. He's also caught 9 passes combined, has 5 rushing TDs in these last two games. Each of those two games, the Chargers put up over 45 points. And when you think Steelers, you think of rushing as well. Jerome Bettis, who has been such a great player and a great running back for the Steelers over the years, has been a bit banged up and has yet to be a real participant in the Steelers offense. But third stringer Willie Parker has more than gotten the job done. He's only caught a few balls out of the backfield, but you can see that one as he took it almost all the way to the house. Parker's carried the ball 64 times in the 3 games coming in, averaging 5.1 yards per carry. He has made it very difficult to miss Deuce Staley and Jerome Bettis. He has performed that well. The second-year man, Willie Parker, got in the end zone twice as a long run of 45 yards on the season. Parker's carried the ball twice as much as anybody else for more than 3 times as many yards. And how about the beefy yards per carry, over 5 yards per carry? You know, in limited action last year, he only carried it 32 times, but averaged nearly 6 yards per carry in that limited duty. So Willie Parker's been carrying the ball a lot, taking a lot of pressure off the passing game, but a good quarterback in Ben Roethlisberger. We'll talk more about him as we work our way to the opening kickoff of the Steelers and the Chargers.
Hurricane Katrina has ravaged Mississippi, Louisiana, and Alabama, places that we call home. Hundreds of thousands of people have been affected, including our own family and friends. The road to recovery will be long and hard.
But we can all join together to help these communities rebuild.
Donate to the American Red Cross. Don't sit on the sidelines. The victims of Hurricane Katrina need our support.
LaDainian Tomlinson, 4 straight seasons of 1,200+ yards and 10+ touchdowns per season. Now in his 5th year, the back out of TCU, Tomlinson has been as good as anyone in the league since he has joined the NFL. But the Steelers do not give up a whole lot of yards to establish great rushers. As far as guys who eventually rushed for 1,000 yards in 2004, the last 7 times the Steelers defense faced such a running back, They held them under 100 yards, in some instances, well under 100 yards, and only 4 total rushing touchdowns in those 7 games. So the tough Steelers rushing defense against the great LaDainian Tomlinson. Something's got to give tonight on Monday Night Football. We'll have it for you in a moment.
ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Monday Night Football about to begin out at Qualcomm Stadium. We're going to send you out to Al Michaels and John Madden for the call from San Diego.
And Cedric Wilson, former 49er. Smoke clearing from the pregame fireworks. Full house, very tough ticket. Everybody standing, and away we go on Monday night in San Diego. Coakley from the 9, 26-yard line, and the flag comes down. Jeff Triplett is the official tonight, the referee. He'll make the first call of the game.
Holding number 57 of the return team. That's a 10-yard penalty. It'll be a first down.
Clint Crewalt with the penalty.
I was just going to say how you were talking about this crowd and how great it is and how excited they are, but I'll tell you one thing, there's a lot of Pittsburgh fans here. There's a lot of terrible towels in this crowd tonight.
A lot of folks came out from Pennsylvania to enjoy the weather, to come out for the Monday night game, a ton of them. So now Roethlisberger leading the league in passer rating, a quarter of the way into the season. From the 14-yard line on first down, fakes it to Willie Parker, and on a roll throws, and that pass is incomplete, and a flag is thrown there. Antoine Randall L. was the intended receiver. Quentin Jammer with the coverage on the play.
Yeah, that was the thing Bill Cowher told us last night, that he wants to start off with things like reverses and bootlegs and those types of plays. This was a bootleg. You see number 23, Quentin Jammer, just grabbed the jersey right there.
That would be the Chargers' weakness. If there's one area you would look at, it's the secondary first. Offensively, they've been great. Defensively, the linebackers are good. They use a 3-man line, but they're vulnerable in the secondary, and they start with a pass interference call.
Right, and then you think of the Pittsburgh Steelers, that they're really a running team.
And they have Willie Parker as their running back, second-year player out of North Carolina, who played in about half the games last season, but really saw only extensive action in 1. He picks up 3, and let's take a look at the Pittsburgh offense tonight.
Ben Roethlisberger, Miami University.
Willie Parker, North Carolina Tar Heels.
Antoine Randall L., Indiana. Hines Ward, Georgia. Jeremy Tillman, Michigan. Heath Miller, Virginia.
Marvell Smith, Arizona State.
Alan Faneca, Louisiana State University.
Jeff Hardings, Penn State University.
Kendall Simmons, Auburn. Max Starks, Florida Gators.
3 guys on their offensive line wound up in Honolulu for the Pro Bowl. The ball is at the 33-yard line. It's second down and 7. And Parker looked like he may be looking for Ward to come around and take the handoff. He just stopped in the backfield, and Ben Lieber and Jamal Williams knocked him down.
Yeah, and I think that's why he stopped, because big Jamal Williams was in there. One of the things that Bill Cowher was worried about is the penetration of this defensive line. And you see a big guy that can make moves like this. See, he starts there, he gets a penetration, he just takes that guard with his left arm and just goes boom and throws him to the side, and he's right there in the backfield.
3-yard loss after he had gained 3 on the opening carry. Now Roethlisberger from the shotgun. Veron Haynes is in the game next to him. Haynes stays in the block. There's a penalty flag down. Roethlisberger will get tackled back at the 28 for what would be a sack pending the call.
The thing that Bill Cowher was worried about last night is the penetration of this, front 7 group of the Chargers. He said, it's a 3-man line that doesn't read and react. They get in your backfield.
Offside defense, number 95. In the neutral zone, snap. the 5-yard penalty. It'll still be third down.
That is Sean Phillips.
Yeah, Sean Phillips is a linebacker that comes in as a pass rusher. And you can see that he's the second guy. Oh, there you see him move right there. Yeah, that's the thing. Those edge pass rushers always want to get a jump. Sometimes they watch the ball. Sometimes they anticipate the ball.
Third down and 5 now. Out of the shotgun again. Cedric Wilson is the man in motion. Roethlisberger going too high, intended for Hines Ward, covered on the play by Sammy Davis. So Pittsburgh gets the first down on the jammer penalty and now forced to punt.
It's Wade Phillips is the defensive coordinator of these Chargers, and he's the guy that gives you great mixture on defense. On that last third down play, he came with a blitz.
Chris Gardocki, 1,054 punts. 15th year out of Clemson. Still none has been blocked. And this is Sproles who's going to let it go. And fortunately for the Chargers, it does bound into the end zone. And San Diego will take over for the first time tonight at the 20-yard line. 65 gross and 45 net with 12:43 to go in the opening quarter. Drew Brees and the Chargers get the ball in San Diego.
Like most other sports, the objective of American football is to score more points than your opponent. The most effective way to do this is by scoring touchdowns, which are rewarded with 6 points, the most possible on a single score. This is primarily, but not always, accomplished by the team's offensive unit in 2 ways. First, a running play. The moment the ball breaks the plane of the goal line, which is an imaginary line starting at the goal line and rising to infinity, the touchdown is counted. Unlike rugby, the ball does not physically need to be placed down in the end zone to constitute a score. It simply needs to break the plane of the goal line. The same rules go for a passing play. A player may catch the ball prior to the goal line and proceed to run it in, breaking the plane. The player may also be in the end zone, the 10-yard area beyond the goal line, and then catch the ball. The moment he has possession in the end zone, he has scored a touchdown.
Las Vegas is the site for another season of poker. All your favorite card players have returned to compete for big cash prizes, while a newcomer has his sights set on the ultimate title. Ladies and gentlemen, we present the 2005 World Series of Poker. Friday on ESPN.
Bill Cowher joins a very elite list as an NFL coach with some of the most division titles since the 1970 merger. Don Shula leads everybody with 11 in 26 seasons. But in just 14 seasons, Bill Cowher's team has won their division 8 times. A pretty impressive number. Right now, they're a game and a half behind surprising Cincinnati in the NFC North.
Diego Stadium, built in the mid-60s. The Chargers have played here since '67. And the Chargers open up with an empty backfield. 5 receivers in this set, ball at the 20-yard line, and Drew Brees, quick drop, quick throw, 4-yard gain. Keenan McCardell makes the catch. Let's meet the San Diego offense.
Drew Brees, Purdue Boilermakers.
LaDainian Tomlinson, Waco University High School.
Lorenzo Neal, Fresno State.
Eric Parker, Joliet Township High School.
Keenan McCardell, University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
Antonio Gates, Detroit Central High School.
Roman Obin, Louisville Cardinals.
Chris Dillman, Indiana.
Nick Hardwick, Purdue.
Mike Goff, Iowa Hawkeyes.
Shane Olivier, the Ohio State University.
And that pass is incomplete. You heard LaDainian Tomlinson talk about his high school, played his college ball at TCU. And John, as we go around the league right now, more and more people, players, coaches, officials, team presidents saying this guy is the best running back in the NFL right now.
You know, it was funny last night when we were talking to Dick LeBeau, who's the defensive coordinator of the Pittsburgh Steelers, who's been in the NFL forever. He says LaDainian Tomlinson is the best running back in football, and Antonio Gates is the best tight end.
And Gates, that tight end, is split out wide to the left this time as a receiver. Brees avoids the first would-be sack, but not the second. Kimo von Oelhoffen got there first, and Joey Porter cleaned it up.
Yeah, and that's where he was trying to go, too. Drew Brees was trying to go out to Antonio Gates. He was lined up out here as a split end, and you just see the pressure that they get. This is the thing about this Pittsburgh Steelers team is they can bring 3 and get there, or they can bring 4 or 5, and you don't know who 4 or 5 is.
Mike Cyphers boots it into the early evening air. Antoine Randall L. holds in the punt at the 29-yard line. And the coverage by San Diego is excellent. They tackle him back at the 28. Michael Turner, the first guy to get there. So Roethlisberger and the Steelers get the ball for the second time. Just getting started. No score in San Diego.
The Indianapolis 500 celebrated its 50th anniversary in style in 1961. A.J. Foyt and Eddie Sachs took turns running up front until Foyt stopped for fuel at lap 161. But a malfunction would prevent him from getting enough fuel to run to the end. Sachs seemingly had the race won, but refused to gamble on a worn tire and pitted on lap 198, giving Foyt the first of his 4 Indianapolis wins.
Who now has Monday nights off is here tonight, sitting next to Phil Mickelson, who also has Mondays off, except if you got a playoff in a major or some other rain delay that might have precipitated an extra day of golf. San Diego in attendance tonight. 1st and 10 now for Pittsburgh at the 29-yard line. And the pass quickly out to Randall L. Nice slip move as he gets out of the backfield up to the 36. So Roethlisberger last year comes out of Miami of Ohio. He's going to be on the bench most of the season. But then Tommy Maddox gets hurt. So he comes in and all he does is win 13 games, complete about 2/3 of his passes, 98.1 pass rating. And that last note, first quarterback in NFL history, not just a rookie, to start 13 or more games in the season and win every start. And then he wins his first 2 starts this year. And his only loss in the regular season would be to New England and to Tom Brady, who was 12 for 12 in that 4th quarter 2 weeks ago. And this is Willie Parker picking up a yard, maybe a yard and a half, setting up a 3rd and short.
You know, we talked to Bill Cowher last night. One of the things that he was worried about is coming off the bye week, he said that your team kind of forgets how fast the game is. And he said he thinks it's going to be an adjustment this first quarter. He just kind of hope we can just get through this first quarter because the game is a lot faster than they remember it, even though they've just been off 1 week.
That bye week came a little early for him. The coaches normally prefer it a little late in the season, but the one thing it does do is help some of your guys get healthy, including Hines Ward, who's had a hamstring pull.
And he doesn't look real healthy either.
3rd down and 2. Roethlisberger looked that way and then goes underneath, and the pass is incomplete. And looking for a flag and not getting one is Cedric Wilson as he goes over the middle. Sammy Davis with the coverage. 3 and out for the Steelers.
Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger was trying to get the ball out here to Hines Ward. You see him move. He came across the backfield and he runs that out. He has a pulled hamstring, and you can see there he really doesn't have a lot of quickness in his break. So Roethlisberger had to come off of him and go back to the other side.
Chris Gardocki to punt. Darren Sproles, the guy to run it back, is an electrifying rookie. 4th-round pick out of Kansas State. And we'll get our first look at Sproles at 5'6", reminding a lot of people of Lionel Little Train James, who had a pretty terrific short career here in San Diego. The tackle is made there by Coakley. Point Loma in the dust in Southern California.
Hurricane Katrina has ravaged Mississippi, Louisiana, and Alabama, places that we call home. Hundreds of thousands of people have been affected, including our own family and friends. The road to recovery will be long and hard.
But we can all join together to help these communities rebuild.
Donate to the American Red Cross. Don't sit on the sidelines. The victims of Hurricane Katrina need our support.
Dave Winfield, the guy who was drafted for football, basketball, and baseball, and chose the latter Hall of Famer, started his major league career right here in this stadium with the Padres.
Then you feel, looking at Dave Winfield and remembering him, that he could have played any of the above sports.
Without a doubt. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. Drew Brees, a little toss back to Tomlinson. Tomlinson gets the corner, and when he does, it's normally a pretty good game, and that's a 9-yard pickup. He's tackled there by Larry Foote. LaDainian, as we said before, out of TCU. And remember, that's the year in 2001. The Chargers could have drafted Michael Vick, but they chose instead to pass on Vick. Trade down. Tomlinson winds up as the #1 draft choice. And now in his 5th year, and as we said before, people regarding him as the best running back in the National Football League.
You know, and he does it all. I mean, he runs inside and outside. He runs with power. He runs with speed. He blocks, and he's a pass receiver.
And they give it to the fullback on 2nd and short, and Lorenzo Neal has enough for a 1st down. Let's take a look at the Pittsburgh defense.
Aaron Smith, Northern Colorado. Casey Hampton, Texas. Chemo, Vaughn Oldhoffen, Boise State.
James Harrison, Kent State.
James Ferrier, UVA.
Larry Foote, Detroit Westside Cubs. Joy Porter, Colorado State. Ike Taylor, Louisiana Lafayette.
Troy Polamalu, Southern California. Chris Hope, the Florida State Seminole.
Deshae Townsend, University of Alabama.
Chargers almost like Buffalo, that mini huddle or sugar huddle as they call it, but getting the pace quickened early, and LaDainian Tomlinson picks up 8 to the 39. And I'm wondering, you know, John, with Pittsburgh not playing in 15 days, does that figure into San Diego's strategy here?
Well, we know that that's what Bill Cowher was worried about, is the speed of the game. And as you say, the Chargers aren't really huddling. They're just lining up at the line of scrimmage, trying to catch that Pittsburgh defense, catch them off balance, you know, and not let them get aligned and not let them get their blitz setups and their shifts and all those things that they want to do defensively.
2nd down and 3. And now Brees is going to check off at the line.
Yes, that's the other thing it does. It gives Drew Brees more time at the line of scrimmage.
And he falls down and has to hold on to the football. He is still not contacted yet. And then he goes down here. Casey Hampton got in there in a hurry to force the issue. And Drew Brees is able to just protect the football and take his loss and set up a 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, you think of the 3-man line in the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, and you think of linebackers, but I'll tell you, it all starts with the defensive line. Casey Hampton is a nose tackle there and one of the best in football. And when he can take your center and just blow him like this right into the backfield, you aren't going to be able to run anywhere. You're not even going to be able to hand the ball off anywhere.
That is not a sack, by the way. That counts as a rushing loss against Brees. 4-yard loss. And on 3rd down now, Brees guns it over the middle and is picked off at the 42-yard line. But no, they say incomplete. Ike Taylor comes away with the football, but the play is dead and whistled dead. Incomplete.
You know, Drew Brees has this thing where he throws the ball blindly, and part of the reason he's only 6 feet tall, so he doesn't see everything all the time. So he has to visualize where his receiver is and where the defense is. That time, I don't think that he visualized it too well, or didn't visualize Ike Taylor too well.
Ike Taylor with a near interception. Came very close. Mike Cyphers to punt, his 2nd. Antoine Wayne-Bellel back to accept it. A sky-high kick, and a flag is down, and a fair catch is made at the 15-yard line. Flag down right after the ball went skyward. A lot of penalties thus far in the game. We've only played 8 minutes. 7 to go in the first period. 0-0. Marty Schottenheimer's 4th year here, and Bill Cowher, 14 years now as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
During the kick, holding, number 31 of the receiving team at the half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
So that's 51-yard kick and half the distance to the goal as well. Big play for the Chargers.
Backhanded out of Everett, throws from deep in the hole, and out at first he gets Garciaparra.
And McKinnon
on the throw on first down. Under pressure, hit the ball, swoosh.
San Francisco has a touchdown. Corey Smith.
It is now. Far to Ferguson and has it taken away. Ferguson has it taken away by Ken Lucas, the ex-Seahawk. He looks to lateral, holds on to the ball.
Shift again. Lost the ball. San Francisco's got it. Derek Johnson, the rookie.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
This will be the second defensive touchdown. Travis Hall knocked it away. Derek Johnson goes 79.
The Chargers have pinned the Steelers deep. They start from the 8-yard line. Third possession for Pittsburgh, and this is Parker going nowhere. Let's take a look at the San Diego defense.
Louis Castillo, Northwestern. Jamal Williams, Oklahoma State University.
Igor Olshansky, University of Oregon. Ben Lever, Kansas State University.
Randall Godfrey, University of Georgia Bulldogs.
Donnie Edwards, Chula Vista High School.
Steve Polley, Hanger Hill High.
Quinn Jammer, University of Texas.
Terrence Kill, University of Texas A&M. Bao Ju, Penn State. Drake Florence, Tuskegee University.
Second down and 10 after the no gain for Parker. And now Roethlisberger sets up, guns it over the middle, caught by Cedric Wilson, the number 3 wideout, 50-year out of Tennessee, picked up as a free agent in the offseason and good for 22 yards.
You know, the Chargers just put in their #1 draft choice, Sean Merriman, at that right linebacker, and Roethlisberger is going to go after his zone. You see Merriman right there is number 56. He just throws it right by him. He goes back, he looks to the left, he comes straight up the middle, finds that hole and throws it in there perfectly.
Picking on Merriman, who is the youngest player in the NFL, May 25th, 1984 birthday. So he's 21 and a little less than 21 and a half. To the outside goes Roethlisberger, and he hits Heath Miller, their tight end and the #1 draft choice out of Virginia. There's Merriman now. He came over in a deal that's part of that Eli Manning situation where they wound up with draft choices and traded down, and Manning went to New York and Phillip Rivers came here, and that's another story we'll get into. But he was part of the booty from the Manning deal.
Right, and then he held out and missed a large part of training camp and is just starting to get his feel for the defense now.
And on 2nd and 1, flags come in from every angle.
False start. Number 78 of the offense. With the 5-yard penalty. It's still first down.
That's triplet.
That is. Well, the flags came out in triplicate at that point. Not that Starks got away with that, but 3 flags on the same penalty.
You know, getting back to Merriman, you know, the thing, they move him around, and in a Wade Phillips defense, a linebacker has to be a lot of things. I mean, he has to be a pass rusher, and he has to be a pass defender, drop, all those types of things. So it is pretty complicated.
And just to clear it up from the announcement on the field, it's 2nd down. And this is Parker, and the man they call Fast Willie picks up the first down. Willie Parker, one of those guys who would have been on the bench. He might have been the 3rd down back this year, but Jerome Bettis pulled a calf muscle in preseason. He's active tonight. Deuce Staley coming off knee surgery, and right now Parker goes out and Bettis comes in. So Parker, undrafted, played at North Carolina, didn't play very much. And Dan Rooney, the owner's son, was coaching down there, saw this kid in high school, as you see Bettis in the game. And here he is as the starting running back. But now Bettis sees his first action of the regular season at the 41-yard line. They fake it to him, and they give it to Antoine Randall L. And he puts his shoulder down and picks up about 4 yards before he's tackled by Steve Foley.
You know, talking about Willie Parker, isn't it something you finally get speed? You finally get a running back that can run fast, and then you tell him to be patient.
Yeah.
You know, wait for your offensive lineman, wait there. You know, and you have guys like Jerome Bettis that has great feet, but not a great deal of speed. You know, good power runner, good short yardage and goal line. And then you get a Willie Parker, and he runs so fast, he outruns his blockers. So the big thing that he has to learn is patience. Let your blocking develop.
And they tell it to quarterbacks. I mean, they tell you that in almost every sport. 2nd and 9. And here is the bust. Jerome Bettis And Jerome Bettis looks like he's in mid-season form as he handles the ball for the first time this season. And the whole bench gets up to salute him. 16 yards.
I'll tell you, he looks fresh, doesn't he? What they did is they caught him on a blitz on that side. This is a pretty good play. You're going to go to screen. See the blitz come? He comes and blocks the blitzer, just touches him a little. And then if you're lucky enough to throw or run a screen pass to the side of the blitz, and you have Jerome Bettis carrying like this, you are going to make some yardage.
They don't throw to him very much. He caught 6 passes all of last season. From the 42 now, the bus again. And the bus chugs for about 4 to the 38-yard line.
We're talking about Willie Parker and his speed, and Jerome Bettis is really a good guy, you know, and he's working with them and telling them, okay, patient, you have to do this and you have to do that, and trying to make them run like him. And then Bill Cowher said I told Willie Parker, don't listen to him. Jerome Bettis is one type of back, you're a different type of back.
I'll say. That's contrast.
Yeah, Bettis is a big old load at 255 pounds.
Second down and 6. Hines Ward makes the catch, heads straight upfield, picks up the first down of the 31. Michelle Tafoya still on maternity leave, and we check in with Sam Ryan. Sam.
Well, Al, you gentlemen have been speaking about Willie Parker. You've been speaking about Jerome Bettis. Willie told me the situation at UNC. He understands that's why he wasn't drafted. There was a coaching change there while he was there, a change of philosophy. He said, I looked at the draft. I knew I should have been in the draft, but he is not satisfied. He's the starter now here. He said, I don't look at myself as a starter. I look at Jerome and Deuce as the starters. I can't be satisfied because I know from past experience it could all be gone with a snap of the fingers. He said, I'll be satisfied when I'm retired.
And there is Bettis, but there's a flag that came in as you saw the run develop, and it comes in from the umpire, and you know what that means.
And that it's going to be holding against the Steelers, and the Steelers had 8 men up there, you know, to start. I mean,
holding number 64 of the offense.
The Chargers,
10-yard penalty. It's still first down.
I was saying the Chargers had 8 men up there in the box, and Jerome Bettis still ran by. You know, Jerome Bettis has 2 things that you see on that last run. He has very good, quick feet, and the other thing, he squares his shoulders and runs downhill.
Jerome in his 13th year, played the first 3 with the Rams so long ago. 2 of those were in Los Angeles, 1 in St. Louis, now 10 years in Pittsburgh. Willie Parker comes back into the game. The holding call was on Jeff Hardings. It's first down and 20 from the 41. A minute to go in the opening period with no score. Play fake pressure, and he gets hit as he throws, and it's Sean Merriman who contacts Roethlisberger. There is no signal yet, and they're going to rule it, I believe, a fumble for the moment, which they are. And, of course, Bill Cowher will now take a look. The boys upstairs will take a look and let him know whether he should challenge this call. Randall Godfrey comes away with it, but no protest for the moment being put up by Roethlisberger or the Steelers. Bill waiting for the call from upstairs. Do I or do I not challenge? We'll see.
When you speak of a club's special teams unit, you begin with a place kicker. He boots the ball off a tee from his team's own 30-yard line. The second player you mention is the returner. This is the player receiving the kick on the opposite end of the field. The returner's objective is to run the ball back across the goal line that the kicking team is defending. This is a rare feat to pull off, so establishing field position close to or beyond the 50-yard line is desired and creates a great advantage to his team's offensive unit. If the kick goes through the returning team's end zone or the returner takes a knee in the end zone, his offense receives the ball at their own 20-yard line. If a fair catch is called, the kicking team cannot touch the returner and the ball is downed where the catch is made. If it is kicked out of bounds, the receiving team gets the ball 30 yards from where it was kicked or where the ball went out of bounds, the more advantageous of the two. Once the ball has gone 10 yards or is touched by the receiving team, it's a free ball.
This week, the PGA Tour stops in Las Vegas as the top money leaders tee it up for a $4 million jackpot during the Michelin Championship at Las Vegas. Live first round Thursday on ESPN. Las Vegas is the site for another season of poker. All your favourite card players have returned to compete for big cash prizes. While a newcomer has his sights set on the ultimate title. Ladies and gentlemen, we present the 2005 World Series of Poker. Friday on ESPN.
Bill Cowher's had the whole commercial break to challenge if he so desired, but the guys upstairs said, you're not going to win this. So he doesn't. It goes as a fumble, only the third of Roethlisberger's career, just 2 last year. And San Diego has it. Now they try to capitalize as Green steps away from pressure, throws underneath to Tomlinson. Palomalo is there to stop him and knock him out of bounds, or at least impede his progress at the 46. We'll take a look at this, and it's pretty clear since they ruled it a fumble on the field, they weren't going to overturn this, John.
Yeah, you can see as he goes back here and he gets hit by Sean Merriman, the ball comes out before he even starts. Merriman is the outside.